So, you're standing in front of the mirror. You've got the outfit, the makeup is starting to come together, but then you look at your hair and, yeah, it's just not giving what it needs to give. We've all been there, honestly. That moment where you realize that the right hair isn't just an accessory, it's the crown that brings the whole vision to life. But then you go online to look for a wig, and suddenly you're staring at words like monofilament, lace front, and denier. And it feels like you need a PhD just to buy some hair. Listen, I hear you. If you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, take a deep breath. You're in the right place. Welcome to My Life, My Rules, where we keep it real about the queer experience. Today, we are diving deep into the world of wigs for 2026. This isn't just about looking passable. It's about feeling powerful, beautiful, and like the most authentic version of yourself. Whether you're a beginner just starting your cross-dressing journey or you've been at this a while and just want to upgrade your look, I've got you. Here's the thing, your first wig is a big deal. It's often the first time you see her looking back at you in the mirror. So, let's make sure we get it right. First off, let's talk about the what before the how. In 2026, we have so many options, but it really boils down to two main choices, synthetic or human hair. Now, if this is your very first time, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Go synthetic. I know, everyone thinks human hair is the gold standard. But hear me out. Synthetic wigs these days are incredible. The fibers are so high-tech that they look and feel like the real thing, but here's the best part. They have style memory. You can wash them, and they'll pop right back into their original shape. No blow-drying or curling required. When you're first starting out, you don't want to spend 3 hours styling your hair before you even leave the house, right? Plus, they're much kinder to your wallet. You can get 3 or 4 different synthetic styles for the price of one high-end human hair wig. It gives you room to experiment. Now, the secret to a wig that doesn't look like a wig is the cap construction. You're going to see the term lace front everywhere. Trust me, you want this. A lace front wig has a sheer piece of lace at the forehead where the hairs are hand-tied. This creates a natural-looking hairline, which is a total game-changer if you want to pull the hair back or have a middle part. It blends into your skin so much better than the old-school hard-front wigs that can look a bit like a helmet. While we're talking about the cap, let's talk about size. This is where a lot of us go wrong. Generally, masculine head shapes tend to be a bit larger or more oval than what's found in standard fashion wigs. Don't just guess. Take a soft measuring tape and wrap it around your head, starting at your front hairline, behind your ears, and around the nape of your neck. Most wigs come in average, but if your measurement is over 22.5 inches, you might want to look specifically for large or large average caps. There's nothing worse than a wig that's so tight it gives you a headache after 20 minutes. We want glamour, not a migraine. Okay, let's get to the fun part. Picking your style. This is where you can really play with your face shape to create a feminine silhouette. If you have a strong, square jawline, which many of us do, you'll want to look for soft, flowing layers or waves. These break up the hard lines of the face and add a lot of softness. A shoulder-length bob with some curl is incredibly flattering. If you have a longer or more oblong face, try a style with some width on the sides and maybe even some bangs. Bangs are a cross-dresser's best friend, honestly. They hide the forehead and can help disguise a hairline that might be sitting a little higher than you'd like. What about color? My advice for your first wig? Stay close to your natural color or maybe 1 or 2 shades lighter. If you go from jet black to platinum blonde overnight, it can be a bit of a shock to the system, and it's much harder to match with your skin tone. Look for rooted colors. These are wigs where the roots are a slightly darker shade than the rest of the hair. It mimics natural hair growth and makes the whole thing look 10 times more realistic. It's all about those little details that make people go, wait, is that a wig or just really great hair? Once you get your wig home, please, I beg you, don't just pull it out of the box and plop it on your head. Give it a good shake first. Wigs get cold set in their packaging and need a little air to breathe. And here's a pro tip for 2026. Get yourself some dullness spray or even just a bit of dry shampoo. Some synthetic wigs can be a little too shiny, like Barbie doll shiny, and a quick spritz of dry shampoo will take that plastic sheen right off and make it look much more natural. I also want to touch on something a bit more personal. I know that for many in our community, wearing a wig for the first time can feel a lot. It can feel like you're hiding or like you're playing dress up. But I want you to shift that perspective. Choosing your hair is an act of creation. It's an act of self-love. You are literally choosing how you want the world to see you and how you want to see yourself.
There's so much power in that.
If you feel nervous the first time you put it on, that's okay. Wear it around the house. Catch your reflection while you're doing chores. Get used to the way the hair feels against your neck. The more comfortable you are with it, the more confident you'll look when you finally step out. Remember, there are no rules here, only what makes you feel amazing. If you want a neon pink pixie cut, do it. If you want waist-length mermaid waves, go for it. This is your life, your rules. The wig is just a tool to help you express the beauty that's already inside you. And honestly, don't be afraid to take your wig to a professional stylist if it feels just a little too much hair. Most wigs come with a high density to ensure full coverage, but a quick thinning session or having some face framing layers cut in can make a world of difference in how it sits on your specific frame. It's that final touch of customization that turns a store-bought look into something that feels uniquely yours. Above all, remember that confidence is the best adhesive. You can have the most expensive, hand-tied lace wig in the world, but it's your smile and the way you carry yourself that truly sells the look. This journey is about joy, exploration, and celebrating every facet of who you are. You've got the tools, you've got the knowledge, and you've definitely got the spirit.
I can't wait to see you shine.
Stay bold, stay beautiful, and keep living life on your own terms. Before I go, let's recap the essentials. Measure your head first. Look for a lace front for that natural hairline. Start with high-quality synthetic to keep things easy, and choose a style that softens your features. I'd love to hear from you. Have you bought your first wig yet? Or are you still browsing? Tell me about your favorite style or even a wig fail story in the comments. We've all had them, and we can all learn from each other. If this guide helped you feel a little more confident, please hit that subscribe button and join our My Life, My Rules family. We've got so much more coming up about makeup, styling, and living your best queer life in 2026. Thank you so much for watching till now. It means the world to have you here. This community is all about empowering each other and celebrating the incredible journeys of everyone on their path to living authentically. If you're ever feeling lost or alone, remember you have a whole family here for you. Hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and let's keep inspiring each other, sending you all the love and strength in the world. Until next time, live your life by your rules.